Oh, wir haben noch ein bisschen Zeit, wir können weitermachen.
6月中旬、若葉の季節を過ぎたトリスタでは珍しく長雨が続いていた。各地で実習を終えた俺たち7組メンバーは通常の授業に戻っていた。目の回るほど忙しい日々とついていくのでやっとの授業にようやく慣れてきた頃、かねてより告知されていたイベントが俺たち全員を待ち受けていた。
Midterms。
さて、前から予告した通り明日から中間試験になるわ。基本は座学のテストだから私には何の力にもなれないけど、一応試験官として温かく見守るからせいぜい頑張ってちょうだい。
Sometimes I lie awake at night and wonder how you became our teacher. Ich verstehe, wo es herkommt.
私たちの成績が悪かったら教頭に嫌味を言われるんじゃ。
このクラスには結構成績優秀者が多いしね。せいぜい結果を楽しみにさせてもらうわ。そうそう、試験結果の発表は来週の水曜日よ。個人別の総合順位も掲示板に貼り出されるから。は
あ、憂鬱だな。超絶めんどくさい。
今度こそはエマ君に勝たなくては。
それともう一つ、クラスごとの平均点なんかも発表されたりするのよね。
クラスごとの平均点？
クラス同士の対抗心に火をつけるのが狙いか。
うん。それはそれでやりがいはありそうだが。
さて、まだ昼過ぎだけど今日のホームルームは以上よ。残って試験勉強でもするか寮に帰るかは君たちに任せるわ。委員長、挨拶して。はい。
起立礼。
Okay. Okay, wir werden ein bisschen jetzt Prep machen für die Midterm-Stuff. Jeez, what should I do? Couldn't Zentrum, aber on just about everything, honestly, but my biggest worry right now is math. I wouldn't mind doing a few study sessions with you if you think it would help. I need to review math anyway. I'm not sure how much time I'll be able to spare, though. You mean it? It'd be a huge help. My biggest weak spot is Erebonia history, I guess. I doubt that comes as a huge surprise to anyone. I think it's in all the material we've gone over directly in class, but there are some final points. I can help you with that if you'd like. In return, I appreciate a fresh pair of eyes to help revise my military sciences. Oh, that'd be very much, eh? Would you like to study with me, Fee? I guess so. Oh, would you two mind if I jumped in too? I could use a little refresher on my classics. Of course, I'm more than welcome. Would you like to join us, Laura? No, I appreciate your invitation, but I'll have to pass this time. The subject I need to free in private. I'll see you all later. What's up with her? I'm just reading too much into it, but I could have sworn I saw her looking over at Fee. Hey, read? What is it? You're heading back to the dorms? You're totally welcome to come study with us, if you want. I wasn't planning on heading straight back. I might come and join you guys in a bit later. Alright then. See you later. The day for the exams is a free day. Talking to certain characters will allow you to study with them. Und wir müssen das für alle 10 machen, um die höchste Punktzahl an AP zu bekommen. Denn selbst wenn man alle Fragen in den Midterms richtig beantwortet, kriegt man nicht volle AP, solange man nicht auch alle Study-Events macht. When you run out of boarding points, the time of day will change to evening. And the main story will advance. Und wir werden alle Bonding-Events machen. Weil wir kriegen ja volle Bonding-Events. So, also es gibt nicht nur die Bonding-Events, die man machen muss, es gibt auch optionale Cutscenes, die man machen kann. Go to the art room, speak with Clara. War nochmal der Art Room. Frage. Colette Ferris. Das ist Cook. Da Clara. It'll be easy enough to use a creative out and panic scrum to study. That's quite a claim. Hab ich die Character Note bekommen? Is he second? Yeah. Natural talent, which seems to be able to score decent readings of the horse saying it all, and use the time for it instead. Not gonna lie, reminded me, ich hab mich selbst. Ich hatte es zum Teil doch recht easy mit Tests. Ich erinnere mich so an meine Sekundarstufe 2 und konstante 11 Punkte in Physik. Also, literally immer 11 Punkte. In jedem Test. Ohne, dass ich dafür gelernt habe. Und selbst in einer schweren Klausur dadurch Klassenbester war. Mit meinen 11 Punkten. Frag mich nicht, wie ich das geschafft habe. Ein bisschen darf er auch mal braggen, oder? Es war auf jeden Fall sehr funny. Aber nicht ganz funny auch. Ist schon sad, weil es einige Spieler schon sehr hart reingehangen haben. Zum Teil auch auf großen Druck von Eltern her, was nicht so cool ist. Und ja, die so großen Druck hatten, dass sie eigentlich immer versucht hatten, Klassenbester zu sein in fucking jedem Test. Und dann komme ich daher, ohne zu lernen und bin mit meinem 11 Punkten Klassenbester. Hat vielleicht einigen nicht so sehr gefallen. What is so hot here? Help me. Come now, don't give up so quickly. We don't have to get through these together one by one. You really are hopeless when it comes to studying, aren't you? Gee, thanks for the reminder. So, dann haben wir die Pages. Das kriegt man automatic. Und dann können wir uns noch eine ganz kleine optionale Cutscene, weswegen wir uns darauf geachtet haben, dass wir sozusagen gucken, dass wir frische Merch hatten in Chapter 2. Wo muss ich so finden? Second floor of the library. Oh, da hätte ich gleich dort bleiben können. Come here, kitty, kitty, kitty. Hello. Meow. Oh, that cat managed to get in here. Well, I guess Matt has been looking for somewhere to get out of the rain. Actually, there's some fish milk on me. Schau, Gefäße. Yeah! Huh. It is so heavy. Maybe I'll bring you some more another time. Ab. Werden sie definitiv weiter füttern. Oh, perfekt. Wir können mit Thomas reden. Oh, hello there. Did you come along to review some of what we've covered in class? Actually, I was just passing by. Oh, come now. There's no need to be so shy, not when it comes to history. Let's get started, shall we? Or don't we go over every little thing that might possibly come up on the exam? Sounds like it could be helpful if we can actually stay awake. Increase the knowledge of Erebonian history. Ganz genau, das will ich noch machen. So, dann gehen wir noch in die Community Reading Corner. Ich glaube, der war neu. Ich glaube, die anderen hatten wir schon, ne? Gut. Dann gibt es noch in den Bookshelves. Nope. 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 Ich glaube, das ist da hinten, oder? Du leuchtest so sehr. A book entitled Political Economics of Primaries. It's primarily on a shelf. Given the subject matter, this book seems really accessible. This book would probably make for a good refresher. Maybe some Russian political stuff. Gut, dann kann man auch das erste Event hier mal machen. Oh, so this is where you are? When you guys study, you two don't mess around. Well, no, better motivated and fear, right? Well, doesn't start tomorrow, and we've got to know our urban science. I'll make sure I study as much as I possibly can before then. There's no such thing as being too prepared. Besides, it's our last chance to get a full day of studying in. How about it, Win? Up for one last marathon study session? Sure. I'll join you guys for a while. Oh, science isn't quite my forte anyway. In this case, let's get started with the basics. It's good to me. So, our energy is generated by Septium, right? And it differs from other types of energy in that it replenishes itself over time. Let's not imagine what life would be like without it. Our energy is in everything. Lighting, railways, telephones, battle ordnance. That segues nicely into our next topic. Let's talk about the battle ordnance. The first key feature is their portability. The second is the ability to synchronize with the user, allowing them to easily use orbital arts. Magic for the everyman. Feature 3 is their flexibility. Battle ordnance capabilities can change dramatically based on the quartz within. That summary wouldn't have been more perfect if we read it out of the textbook. That's all, Marcus. I can't believe you could read it off all that without even stopping to think. But if you already have the basics down, are you just trying to help me instead of focusing on what you really need to study? No, it's not that. Reciting the information I've learned like this helps it stick in my memory. It might look flashy, but this is really productive studying for me too. Well, everyone needs a method. As I said earlier, it's not possible to be too prepared. And while we still have a lot of ground to cover in our orbital science review, I'd appreciate it if you would help me study for a few others when we're done. Of course! Be happy to. Really? Oh, well, thanks. Reading magazine edit, continue the orbital science studies, feeling much more confident in exams every minute. Sehr schön. Dann gehen wir als nächstes zum Gymnasium. Ich priorisiere erstmal die Liste von den 10 Punkten, wo wir unser Knowledge verbessern müssen. Gymnasium auf da, auf einer Bank. A book entitled Military Science. The primer sits upon the bench like a courageous commander. This is one of our own book, and the illustrations really bring the things to life too. Oh, wait a second, this probably belongs to someone. Nobody would leave a book like this behind. I'm sure they will be back soon, so I'll just leave this here. You know about military science? Becky! Coming, Becky! There. Shut it, Hugo! I'm not taking any advice for you. I can remember everything in one go the night before. Becky, I won't be able to remember anything that way. Too quick to memorize. Memorization is to study up just before you go to bed. When you wake up, you review everything once more to see the idea. It's easy, it's efficient, and best of all, it works. I guarantee it. You should try touring. Let's give it a try too. Thanks. So, then in the infirmary. Okay. Die Infirmary ist... Gute Frage. Ja. This will be your very first midterms one day. I have to admit, I'm a little nervous too. This is the first time I've come up with questions for them. You should be fine as long as you study up on everything with coding class. Don't be afraid to ask questions either. Sure, then let's go ask. There are a couple of art history things I need to clear up actually. Oh my, students really relying on me for help. What a pleasant surprise. I'll do often very complex ways during the Middle Ages, you see. Orbital Science Room. East Hall. Da. You won't know this already, but the faculty lounge is off limits while exams are going on. If you want to see a teacher, you've got to knock on the door and ask. You got something you want to ask me? Actually got an over science question to ask you. Who cares? Show me what's got you stumped, I'll get you up to speed. Barrel. Ooh. Come on out. There's some rooftop. Barrel. I love the rain. Let me let you in on a little secret. I don't really need to study, thanks to my special red rig of mine. Page 44 will be on our orbital science exam. This is certain. This is fate. Just making things up now. But what if she does have some sort of special powers? It couldn't hurt to study that page, just in case. Barry wird nochmal ein interessanter Charakter werden. Ich sage jetzt schon mal so viel. Mehr sage ich nicht dazu, außer noch interessanter Charakter werden. Union Building, okay. Kann aber schon mal hier die Study Session mal noch mitnehmen. Oh, all the two of you studying military science. Looks like you guys are tearing through things too. Well, more or less. Record us just as we reach the section on military symbols. Can you join us? Sure. Go nerd. I don't know a thing about military science until in the academy, so I'm not feeling terribly confident. Besides, though, as most schools teach military minutiae alongside literature and math, we're on the same boat here. Either way, I'll be happy to have another person to battle. Have a seat. Let's begin! Map mapping symbols are used to represent an assortment of different units and formations. This is the symbol of infantry. Bang, bang, bang. I mean, try to draw a symbol for headquarters from memory. Pretty sure that's this. Guys, think you can draw the symbol for an armed troop? Sure, this should be it. No, that one for you. What does this symbol mean? This engineer, right? Got it. There's so much to memorize for this class, and the fact that we are going in blind makes it even worse. It seems like the war basics too. Given that not at all of us will end up involved with the military, it does seem a little excessive. But bear in mind that our military science class is to teach us how to deal with harsh situations efficiently. In that sense, there's plenty to learn even if we never find ourselves on a battlefield. Yeah, that's probably why it's mandatory. If we could save our lives, we owe it to ourselves to do well. Agreed. Chooses the guys and Reed stay together for a while longer and continues to test each other on military science. Schön. So, was war das Union Building? Bam, 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 bam. Dann muss man nach Linde suchen. Da. Studying is so boring, but right here might make things interesting. In fact, I've got a great idea. Why don't we have a little Q&A competition? Every time someone gets a question wrong, they have to take off an article of clothing. Natürlich will wir immer noch mit ihren etwas anreizenden Jokes. Seriously? I'm not doing that. Never in a million years. Oh, okay. I guess you won't be studying at all then. And that's not what I meant. As long as everyone keeps their clothes on, I'm fine with having it to study. That'll probably help me too. Study materials that might be on the exam. So, Erebonia has some pictures. Bookshelf, Literature Club war hier oben irgendwo. Da. Da. A book entitled Erebonia History in Pictures is on the shelf. What is this? It's more like a comic book than a traditional textbook. It does seem historically accurate though. Going to give it a read. So, dann nochmal ganz kurz. Wir haben Thomas, wir haben das Buch in der Library, wir haben das Buch im Gymnasium, wir haben Becky, wir hatten Mary, wir hatten Makarov. Ah! Eins haben wir übersehen. Gut, wir hatten Barrel, wir hatten Linde und wir hatten die Erebonia Pictures gerade. Sehr gut, dass ich gerade noch drüber gegangen bin. Eins habe ich verpasst. Tor wird wahrscheinlich hier drin sein. Ja. Oh, hi Irene! How was the studying? I suppose it's probably fine. But these are going to be my first midterm errors, so more than 11 errors. First years, oh, very interesting. I can't help that military academics have a lot of subjects other than schools don't, but you'll get used to it. It's true, combat studies and military science, to name the two. And you're going to want to make sure that you're ready for the political economics exams too. Why's that? Well, it's a mustache man subject. It's not a very nice thing to call Vice Principal Heinrich, ain't he? Come on, hiccups. It does seem like the type to make a ridiculously hard exam. Oh, I know. How about I give you a hand studying for it, if you're free at least? Are you sure? Of course, you're always helping me out, right? Yeah, what I think I can work this towards strongest subject. You want to pass this up. Sure. Well, if you're offering, I'd really appreciate it. Yeah, I sure am. Let's get started then. Das Read Over Study Session began. Und Angela's. Most of that I was unsure about makes a lot more sense now. That's good to hear. We should probably go over some current affairs too. For Nixon? Yeah, the vice principal has a habit of putting questions based on recent news into his exams. This year, huh? Maybe we should go over some recently enacted laws. Well, that sounds like the kind of thing you'd put in there. Just so most people could be caught off guard, get it wrong, and get lashed for it being indifferent about society. Well, rather avoid that. Reason loss, reason loss, reason loss. The Financial Transaction Act from last year is one of the best known, I suppose. It requires you to inform prospective buyers of the risk when selling them stocks or securities. A number of people have suffered massive losses buying shares lately, so it was passed to keep people informed. So that's the history behind the Financial Transactions Act. Then there's the Imperial Transportation Act, which determines the rules of the road for drivers. It was last year too. There are more and more people buying cars lately, nobles and commoners, but car accidents were getting out of hand. And it was especially true in Heimdallr, which is why the law was enacted there first. Oh, I have to try and remember that. And then there's the Provisional Taxation Act, which impacted just about every Brummels you could think of. In other words, a fancy name for the much reviled tax increases. They are being enacted in the provinces, almost doubling land and business taxes. You've probably at least heard about them. I have here. Seems like a pretty major topic I can sell like. Yep. If you're going to say a question about the recent law, it's probably going to be one of these three. Hopefully there will be some help at least. Even if none of them come up, you've already helped me out. I'm feeling a lot more confident now. Thank you both for all of your help. I didn't do anything at all, I'm just hanging out. If there's anything else you want to know, let me know. I'll be happy to help. Oh, thanks, I will. So, dann müssten wir nochmal im Buch im Main Building a Second for Music Room. Aber wir haben hier noch Vieh und Emma, da können wir es mal mit dem anreden. How did you go going our Erebonia history? I can't memorize things like that, because it's pointless. A fee? That seems a little harsh. Oh, I know, why didn't you answer? I'm sure it will make studying more enjoyable for Fee too. That sounds like a good idea to me. The exam's going to be focused on the War of the Lions, right? That's right. Shall we start from the beginning then? After that, Trixes gathered soldiers in the North Highlands, and in the year 952 of the Septim calendar, he liberated the capital to an end. Exactly, but Amphi. I guess it's stuck. Incidentally, the war came to an end in July of the year, which is next month, so that's easy to remember. They say it's raining around that day, but legend has it at the moment Emperor Trixes stepped into the city, the rain stopped. Oh, that's neat. Yeah, that seems like a story that will stick in my memory. You're a pretty good teacher, aren't you? Oh, well, I'm always using tricks and least to help me remember things. If you have fun while you're studying, it makes it much more easier for the material to stick in your memory. Interesting, so that's your method. Well, if you can do it, we can do it too. Shall we finish the study off then? Release! We set over my fee for a while longer, making sure they knew their Erebonia history back to front. Ich frage mich, wie ich von den Mädels als erstes die 10.000 erreichen werde. An Link Points. Music. Das ist vom EC, Art Room. Fällt doch gerade mal auf, hier oben stehen die ganzen Zimmernamen dran, was das für Zimmer sind. Da, Music Room. Und Bookshelf. A book entitled The Fanciest Guide to Erebonia Opera and Paintings is pompously upon the shelf. Oh, this one book covers such different topics. Still, we'll probably cover some of the stuff in our next Sims. Why not give it a read? Sehr schön, dann haben wir das. So, noch einmal. Thomas. Buch in der Library. Buch im Gymnasium. Buch im Musikraum. Becky. Dr. Mary. Makarov. Beryl. Linde. Literature Club. Passt. Just making sure that we get every AP we can. So. Dann haben wir noch 2 Bonding-Events. Oh, hey there, Rain, what's up? Hold on, let me guess, you're studying nice and diligently on your Oberland Any overland, something like that? Swing and a miss. You two seem pretty relaxed despite how close the midterms are getting. Who do you think you're talking to? I know better than anyone at this point is to start studying this late in the game. How's that working out for you? It was actually pretty good when it comes to the practical stuff. Survival skills, first aid, all of those kinds of things. Really? See? All stuff you don't need to study for. But if you're feeling shaky about any of it, I'm happy to teach you a thing or two. Sure. I'll take you up on it. Wait, are you serious? The idea of Crow teaching anyone anything is a little unnerving. Are you just joking? That's cool. Might as well show you the ropes. Cool if you borrow a chair or two, George. Oh, go for it. And so, Crow passed out of his knowledge on Terrain. And about sums up what they'll be testing you first years on. Should probably make sure you've got CPR down too. I do actually need to brush up on that. Do you think it will come up? It's only one of the most basic things anyone would expect out of a 4 student, so it wouldn't hurt to know. Right, here's how it goes. If you find someone who's collapsed, first up is checking whether or not they're conscious. If they're unconscious, it's safe to assume that they're in trouble. Next, you're going to want to shout for help. You're not going to want to try and handle this on your own, got it? The more people you have helping you out, the better the chances are to survive. Oh, that makes sense. Next is making sure they're breathing. If they aren't, or something's weird about the way they are, it's CPR time. This basically involves giving them a repeated combination of chest compressions and rescue breaths. We'll keep this up until their pulse and breathing return. Got it? Don't give up until the very end. Understood. You seem like the kind of person you could count on in the jam. I guess George was right about him being good at the practical stuff. Now all you gotta do is put it into the practice. If you see you're gonna need, you better get right in there. Aw, Grow. But he wakes up and sees you safe to left. Instant fireworks. Hands and lips are in the right spots already. Every time I think anything positive about you, you go and say something like that. Oh well, this was useful though. For taking the time to teach me. Good luck, my son. Go out and get some good grades for me. Come on, Crow. Und dann hat man noch eine im Gymnasium. Right da. Die Midterms werden wir dann auch noch machen. Ich denke mal, danach werden wir auf dem Folge auffüllen. Oben, oder? Ja. Well, how are you two studying? Is it rolling it up the floor because she was worried about her? Yeah, we both figure we really love art to brush up on. But probably not it's probably not our most important subject in the grand scheme of things, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't try. I have no idea of a series of exams right in a row like this. Laziness could very well be tantamount to failure. Or like to turn this way. True. Study Visa and Laura. This will consume a study point and afterwards the time of day will advance to evening and the main story will proceed. Also Vorsicht, dass ihr wirklich vor eurem letzten Online-Event die 10 Spots ausfindig macht für die Exams, um smarter zu werden. Weil es auch so einfach funktioniert. You don't have to. Exams supposed to be focused on the basics of illustrations, right? You got it. Let's get started. How about I ask a first question, Reen? Sure. Okay, first question. Elisa, what is a dessin? I think it's a drawing that makes use of monochrome lines of varying heaviness to highlight the way light hits its subject. You think correctly? So, Laura, what exactly is a sketch? A sketch portrays its subject roughly, with very little in the way of detail. I suppose it could be likened to an early first draft of a drawing. That's right, sketches and descents are basically 2 sides of the same coin, since both are used to start a painting. The big difference is that descents usually take some time to finish, whereas sketches are pretty quick. But there's a method that's even quicker and more basic than sketching. Any ideas, Laura? That would be croquis, I believe. Never heard of that. Well, that you know your stuff, but maybe that just means we should be using harder questions to study with. Let me see if I can find some. I mean, if you want, I can ask an set of questions. It's hardly effective studying if you don't get to answer any questions yourself. That's okay, don't worry about it. Just give me a minute here, and you'll find a really good, really good one. Well, if you insist. Maybe you should have expected this. He really is a kind-hearted person. And so the three continued their art study session. Bam, bam, bam. Oh, it's already time to head home. I didn't realize because of the rain. I guess I should get ready to head back to the dorms.